All right, so moving on to section 2B of the 2016 comprehensive exam, where I'm going to go over three of the questions that you guys missed. And those questions are number 11, 12, and 15. So again, I'm just going to read the passage once. So feel free to listen to it twice as you would in real life if we were to take this test. And then I'm going to point out the keywords that you should have been picking up in the passage to help you answer these questions. So section 2B is a little more challenging, which is why there's not as many questions in it, because the questions and the answers are in French. But that's okay. We try to usually write the questions so that they are easy to understand. Um, and then, obviously the multiple choices, we try to do the same thing. Um, so let's go. Number 12. It says a French friend is talking about her personal views. She says, Je crois que les présidents et les premiers ministres du monde ne sont pas assez concernés par l'environnement. Si j'étais présidente, combattre la pollution serait mon premier objectif. Je voudrais mettre en place des lois très strictes. Par exemple, je voudrais arrêter l'utilisation des pesticides. Je mettrais en place des programmes de recherche pour trouver des produits écologiques pour remplacer les produits chimiques actuels. J'imposerais des taxes très lourdes à toutes les entreprises qui polluent l'environnement. Aussi, je voudrais développer les transports publics pour encourager les gens à moins utiliser leur voiture. De quel thème est-elle passionnée? All right, so let's start with a question. We should see the word theme, thème, passionné, passionate. So what theme is she passionate about is what the question is asking. Your choices were 1, la politique, 2, les sciences, 3, l'économie, and 4, l'environnement. So, okay. I will say that probably if we were to reuse this question again in a future test or something similar to this, we would put more options here that you can eliminate right from the get-go, right? Because l'économie number 3 is really the one we can throw out the window right away. But then we have la politique, les sciences, and l'environnement. The answer was l'environnement. All right. But I do agree that you hear président, premier ministre. So that, is kind of throws you off a little bit. But more than that, les sciences also would throw you off. And but here are the keywords that you should have picked out. First of all, we hear the word environnement a couple times throughout the passage, right at the beginning and right at the end of the passage. Go back and listen to it if you have to. Then we hear the word la pollution, pollution. We hear l'utilisation des pesticides, pesticides. Produits écologiques, right? Ecological products. So this is where, and produits chimiques, chemical products. So maybe this is where, if you answered number 2, les sciences, maybe that's where you got thrown off. And then at the end, it says, je voudrais développer les transports publics pour encourager les gens à moins utiliser leur voiture. So we're talking about public transportation, people not using their car as much. So all of this, the major theme surfacing here is l'environnement, number 4. Okay. Oh, shoot. I forgot to do number 11. My bad. Let's go back to number 11. A guest speaker in your French class is telling you about his visit to Martinique. He says, en plus de l'histoire, des croyances religieuses, de la flore et faune, la nourriture est une autre source de découverte. J'ai eu beaucoup de plaisir à goûter aux plats exotiques de la région. C'était tellement différent des crêpes. J'ai eu l'occasion de découvrir nombreux plats martiniquais. Le colombo est un plat de poulet et de légumes au curry. Le pâté pot, une soupe veloutée à base de légumes, d'abats de mouton, de vin blanc et de capre. Et les blafs, du poisson macéré dans un mélange aux épices et citron vert, entre autres. Que c'était intéressant. De quel aspect de la vie martiniquaise parle-t-il? All right, so the question first, right? You see the word aspect. De la vie, all right? La vie is life. So the question is asking which aspect of uh, people living in Martinique is he talking about? So your choices were des traditions religieuses. All right, so religieuses, you should be able to see here like religious. Number 2, de la beauté naturelle, natural beauty. Number 3, de la cuisine variée. And number 4, de la géographie. Okay, so cuisine variée, various types of cuisine and or varied cuisine and geography. So the answer here was 3. I felt like this was a very fair and probably one of the easiest questions. You hear over and over words related to food, like la nourriture, the word for food itself, plat exotique, exotic dishes, right? Plat is the word for dish. You heard the word crêpe, and then you heard un plat de poulet et légumes, chicken and vegetable, une soupe à base de légumes, so a vegetable soup, poisson macéré, so fish. So a lot of these words here revolved around food, and there was nothing about religion. There was a little bit about geography. So if you answered number 4, then that was a deterrent answer. Uh, but I thought that was a pretty fair question. So again, maybe it's you missed it because you were rushing and just to reiterate the importance of listening to the two passages very carefully. Give yourself the best chance possible and then take the time after. Remember, you have up to 60 seconds to answer the question before we move on. So I would definitely just again remind you to do that. The last question that we miss in that section is number 15. Oh yeah, this was a tough one. Another one that, well, let's see. It wasn't too bad. I did not like the length of the passage, but I think it would have been okay to figure out the answer. But let's go for it. All right, number 15. You are listening to a French documentary on the radio. You hear Découverte au XVIIe siècle par les Portugais, l'île de la Réunion est un département d'outre-mer français. Des paysages magnifiques et une population diverse et accueillante font de l'île un véritable paradis sur Terre. Même si elle est de petite taille, l'île a beaucoup de choses à offrir aux visiteurs. La Réunion possède des plages de sable blanc et des montagnes à la végétation tropicale luxuriante. C'est un véritable paradis pour les touristes car, à La Réunion, on peut tout faire. Relaxer sur les plages, faire de la marche en montagne, pêcher, faire de la plongée sous-marine, se baigner dans des rivières et cascades d'eau fraîche, etc. The question, quelles activités sont disponibles aux visiteurs? So even if you did not know what disponible means, which is available, we have not learned that. We see activité, activities, visiteur, visitors. All right, so they want to know what activities visitors can do. Your choices: 1. Les activités aquatiques, aquatic activities. 2. Les sports d'hiver. Okay, so it's important to know our seasons here. Winter sports. 3. Les festivals musicaux, musical festival. And 4. Les expositions d'histoire, histoire being history, exposition being an exhibit. Okay, so again, I felt like this was, although the passage was long and you kind of want to get it over with, les activités aquatiques is the answer, and you heard a lot of things revolving around that, more towards like the middle to the end of the passage. So, des plages de sable blanc, and then you heard montagne à la végétation tropicale luxuriante. So you do hear also about mountains and their luxurious vegetation. But then it says relaxer sur les plages, pêcher, which is another word for aller à la pêche, which is to fish. Faire de la plongée sous-marine, which is going snorkeling. We did not learn that, but we heard sous-marine, so marine, okay, like underwater. Se baigner dans des rivières et cascades d'eau fraîche, so rivière, river, cascades, cascade, okay, so it's a cognate here. But again, you really want to try to pick out the main keywords or base your answer on words that you hear that tend to revolve around a theme. I think that's our best approach to these. So again, number 1 here was the answer. All right, so those are the only 3 questions you missed in that section. So that's good. And so that concludes our review of section 2B.